so you won't get as much flock in your face. It's a really weird thing to say. Okay guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we are talking about a flocked Christmas tree. And if you don't know what a flocked Christmas tree is, it's basically this white stuff that they spray onto a normal fake Christmas tree. So when you live in the South and you have hardly any snow, you have to make believe a lot. So that's what we did here. I absolutely hate flocked Christmas trees. This was my wife's idea, and this is why we have it. But I hate it because it makes a huge mess. Christmas trees alone make a huge mess. So adding additional sprayed on chemical stuff is gonna make even a bigger mess than just the pine needles that come off of a fake Christmas tree. So they are obviously safer, I think, than a real tree, and forgetting to water it and that sort of thing and drying out and causing fires. I don't know if there's too many fake Christmas trees that have caused houses to burn, but this is a real pain in the butt. So one tip I had for you, if you have to get a flocked Christmas tree because your wife makes you, what you should do in doing it is find a way to wrap your flocked Christmas tree in plastic. So we used like a moving wrap. So we got a big roll of moving wrap and we wrapped our flocked Christmas tree because you're still gonna get stuff places. Like this stuff just comes off, right? But you won't get a box full of the white chemical stuff and that sort of thing. You won't get that because what we did is we wrapped it all in complete plastic like this. So obviously you can see it's just kind of like it's almost like a cling wrap, but it's for like moving. So last year at the end of the year when we were taking this thing down, we were trying to think of ways that we could make it so it wasn't such a huge mess. So while we were taking it down, we basically wrapped it like this with plastic on it to try to keep as much of the white stuff from kind of floating through the air. So the other thing I would say too is the white stuff floating in the air is probably not great for you. So wear a mask or open some windows or do it when it's not, like you're not breathing a bunch of it in. I have no idea what it is. It obviously can't kill you, otherwise they wouldn't sell it, right? In theory. Well, we don't know that. But anyways, that's what we did. And so you can see now, if I take out, get this one off of here. If we take out one of these, you can see there is flocking, whatever the heck that is, in the bag. And when you put it in here, there you go. And then what we did is we basically took it, put it up like this. We know we can't reuse this. Like, this is a one year and re-cling wrap it, right? So this is how we wrapped it on the tree. We kind of held up the things. We started from the bottom. We went around, so you can see it. We started at the bottom. And as we started wrapping, we went up. Kind of just like I don't know, you'd wrap food up or something, I don't know. But that's how we did it. And you can see as we start unwrapping it, it's not as much white flocking coming out of the tree. So this will help you do this at the end of every year. We just got a big old, went to U-Haul and got a big old, or I think Lowe's and Home Depot style too, a big roll of wrapping for moving. So that's what we did, and as you can see, you're unwrapping. Now we're getting close to the flocking stuff. It's not the easiest thing to do, but it certainly will save you a ton of mess in your box, and you won't breathe as much of it because you're kind of wrapping it as you're going. So when you take it down, you don't have to try to like how you fluff a tree to get the, you don't have to do as much of that while it's up. So you won't get as much flock in your face. It's a really weird thing to say. Anyways. So at the end of this, you'll see that this is a suggestion we have at the end of the year. Wrap it in plastic while it's still standing to keep as much of the flock on. And it actually makes your flock, you don't lose as much of it either. So you don't lose much, but you can see it still is going to come off. It is what it is. I mean, it's a messy tree. And if you can convince your wife not to buy one, that is clearly the best thing you could do. But let's be honest, they do what they want to do a lot of times because it's beautiful and blah, blah, blah. So at the end of the day, this was what we kind of started with at the top. We just kind of took a big piece of it and kind of like used it to try to wrap the top up as much as we could, and then we started wrapping from the bottom down. So now, you're still gonna have your mess. So put your mask on, pull the branches down one at a time. You're still gonna get some mess out of it. It's still gonna make some white fluff in the air. But as you start going around the tree, it's a little bit less messy than what you would have gotten if you would have tried to pull this thing out of the box without wrapping it in that plastic at the end of the year like we did. So now you slowly start pulling this down. And you'll see why I really don't like these, because it's still making a huge mess. Well, not as huge a mess, but it's making a mess. And Christmas trees in general make quite a bit of mess anyway, but can't be bah humbug about everything. So, frankly, I did not condone the buying of this though, but now that we have it, let's make it as less messy as we can for the house. Here we go. And so now you'll still have to kind of go and fluff it and make whatever, you know, make it so it's kind of like Christmas tree-ish, so it doesn't have spaces and holes in it. But that's it. Subscribe to my channel, give me a thumbs up, tell me how you've done this before. You probably could do something with a garbage bag and do the same thing with like garbage bag each one, pull it off, garbage bag it, duct tape it or something like that. But at the end of the day, I think you should wrap it in plastic at the end of every season. So that's it. Subscribe, give a thumbs up, and we'll talk to you next time. Thanks, bye.